Welcome to another episode of The Film Show. And on the show this week, we're going to be featuring Marriage Story and the outrageously funny JoJo Rabbit. Also, I've interviewed and met somebody who I think you're absolutely going to really find fascinating. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Up next is a story about marriage. In fact, the film's called Marriage Story, starring Scarlett Johansson, Adam Driver. We've also got wonderful cameo appearances from Laura Dern and Ray Liotta, and we spoke to them on the red carpet. The film, as it says, is about marriage, but more importantly about the downside of marriage, divorce. We have a producer, played by Adam Driver, who's based his family in New York, and they've decided that that's where they're going to live. However, overnight, Scarlett Johansson decides that she wants to get back into being the wonderful actress that she always was. She has that yearning to get back to California, and so the two decide to divorce. It might, in your mind right now, seem like it's a downbeat film. In fact, it's far, far the other way. An enjoyable film, beautifully played by all of the cast and the stars of the film. An unusual thing about this particular movie is all the characters, from leading actor and leading actress, supporting actor, supporting actress, are possible nominees for the upcoming Oscars. That is very unusual with a film this far away from the Oscars. I hope you can enjoy it.
What I love about Nicole, she's a great dancer, infectious. She is a mother who plays, really plays. She gives great presents.
Right, we're here on the red carpet and we're being introduced, or we're going to introduce you to the fans who are here to see the stars of the movie Marriage Story. What's your name, young lady?
Jessie.
Now, Jessie, this is a fabulous piece of artwork there. Anything to do with you, or did you buy that and bring it along tonight?
No, I'm an artist from Germany, so I made this especially for tonight and hope Laura to sign it.
Wow, so you're gonna hopefully get her to sign it, and then you're gonna be framing it somewhere at home, hopefully.
Yes, it's gonna hang on my wall.
I thought you might have been giving it to her as a present, but I think it's probably gonna look better on your wall at home. Right, again, moving down the red carpet, we're coming to see the super fans. And what's your name?
Jane.
Jane and?
Faye.
Faye. Now, guys, who's going to be your favourite to see tonight? Are you a Ray Liotta, Laura Dern? Are you Adam Driver by any chance?
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern?
Definitely Laura Dern, yeah. I loved her ever since Jurassic Park.
Wow, okay. Well, they're about 15 or 20 minutes away. You're going to be screaming and shouting when she arrives, because they're going to be arriving just to your right-hand side.
I don't want to scare her off, but I really hope she comes over. Really hope she comes over.
And what would you ask her if she came over and had a chat with you?
Please, can you sign this? Because I just think you're amazing, and I can't wait for Jurassic World when you're back in it.
Was it for Ray to slip into the character of Jay in this movie? It seems like it was an easy role for you to play.
I've been doing this a while, so I know what my responsibilities are, and I know what the director wanted. So you just prepare, and the more prepared you are, the easier it is on the day.
As a cast, you've got a wonderful cast, obviously, that you guys work with from day to day on the movie. How does it feel to be involved in a cast that has been so well received, and obviously the Academy Awards coming up next year, but virtually every category, from supporting artist to leading character, your role as Jay, has been recognised so wonderfully well. How does that make you feel, being part of a movie like that?
It's great. It's great when the movie. It's really hard to make to make a movie like this and have everything work. The story, the actors, the way it's edited. I was lucky. Were the first couple movies that I did, they were nominated for Academy Awards. One being Goodfellas and the other Field of Dreams. And those were two movies that came together really well. And this one is on par with that.
We all know and love you from those two great movies, Field of Dreams, obviously Goodfellas. Do you have a kind of character that you like to play? Do you like the gangster kind of character, or do you like, in this case, the kind of more sharp-suited lawyer? Or do they kind of blend together?
I don't know if they blend. There's just an intensity and commitment to what these people are. You want, the characters I seem to play where you want to be the best person that you could be in those situations, and in a lot of cases they're extremely committed to what it is they're doing.
It's kind of a love story centered around a divorce. It's about a couple who's trying to process that and how kind of love transitions.
Well, first, Noah Baumbach's a great director, so as a producer you want to work with great directors. When Noah asked, I leapt to the opportunity. Netflix, Noah had worked with Netflix before on Meyerowitz stories, and they've been fantastic. They've given us 4 weeks theatrical before the film comes out on Netflix, and then we'll be in cinemas through to March, February, March, depending on how we're doing. But they've shown, Roma is still in some theaters around the world. So, of course, the streaming is their primary goal, but they are incredibly supportive of the theatrical process and of giving filmmakers, because they want to work with the best filmmakers, and they know those filmmakers want a theatrical release, giving that. And a film like this would never get the level of distribution or support, financial and beyond, that Netflix is giving it. So I'm a convert.
Is there something, a part you've always wanted to play in a movie like this?
I mean, until Noah, I didn't know how much I wanted to play the part, but I would not say it's easy. I would say I had the amazing gift of a lifetime of this beautiful script, just as a reader as well as the character that he gave me. But it's a very complicated character, and so we both researched it a lot, and I was trying to honor her by making sure that she was a seductress and that she was a winner and that she was ruthless but always in great control, and then the balance of finding the irreverence and the humor in something as daunting as a divorce attorney.
What does it mean to you when you get a script that Noah's written, that's something that, the critics have really literally poured over and said, from leading actress to leading actor to all the supporting cast, you guys have done an amazing job with this movie. When you get a script like that, how often like that does that come along in an actor's lifetime, would you say?
Very rarely, as we know, and it takes an auteur like Noah to give that kind of gift, and it takes the discipline of the craft, not only as a writer, but as someone who comes in and works with us to really curate the music of the film, because there's a real rhythm to it. And so I think we all had to rehearse and work to find that rhythm together, because you can feel how every character within the film has a similar melody.
What? Are you kidding me? You want to be free.
She knows when to push me.
Oh, baby, I'm down on my knees.
How does it make you feel being a writer, a director of a movie like this that has already received such wonderful comments from the people, some harsh critics out there that absolutely love what you've created, and everywhere through your cast, from leading actor to supporting team, are all hugely recognized? Does that make you feel very proud?
Yeah, I feel extremely proud and of them. They gave so much, these guys. I mean, and you see it in the movie. I mean, every day there was always something in a scene that was going to be a challenge for me and everybody. But then Adam and Scarlett and Laura and Ray and Alan, I mean, they all brought so much of themselves to these characters.
It's such a great film in a way. Is there a particular scene or a particular moment in the film which makes you still well up and have a little tear in the corner of your eye?
Well, I have to say, because the actors so make those parts their own, I can watch this movie in a way that I can't normally watch movies of mine, because once I'm done, I just usually want to be done. And with this one, though, I feel like I'm watching them in their movie, and that's really rewarding.
Well, there you have it, front and centre were not only the stars of the movie Marriage Story, but we met the director himself, and of course Noah was telling us how he fell in love with this fabulous movie when he was writing it, and of course has delivered a performance from all of the actors who starred in the film to a level which is really going to be hard to beat. The main superstars are in the theatre ready to go for the opening night here of Marriage Story in the West End, so come and join me inside where we take a little look at Marriage Story. Now, the London Film Festival doesn't only give us access to the latest movies to be released, but also access to the directors and producers and the writers behind these fabulous films. I'd like to introduce you now from Saudi Arabia, Shahad Ameen, who's the director of a fabulous film called Scales.
I went to film school in London and I never returned since I graduated in 2009 maybe. So just to come back here with a film and to get to share it with the audiences in London I'm very grateful for that. Scales, it's first set in this magical realist world, and it tells the story of a young girl named Hayat who lives in this barren village that is completely dead. We see that this village sacrifices young girls to sea creatures, and Hayat is the only girl that her father refused to sacrifice her. For that reason, they become an outcast, him and his daughter and his family. You know, with your first feature, I always feel that you have to tell a story that means something to you, to tell a story that only you can tell. And for me, that's what Scales meant. And it's based on my experience viewing the world, as you said. I mean, we were never treated normally, and we always saw the world from a different perspective just because we were treated like, you know, kind of the second-class citizen, the secondary gender in a way. All I can hope for is that they experience the journey of Hayat, who's the main character, and they go through it, because for me the film was about the experience of her life. So as long as they feel what she's feeling and they get to understand the emotions that she gets through, I'll be happy. It wasn't easy, but I was very lucky because I had made a short around the same concept of Scales, which was called Iron Mermaid. And it did well in festivals. We premiered in Toronto. We won a couple of awards. So that helped for them to trust me. So when I got a script for a feature for the same concept as Iron Mermaid, it was very easy to get funding because they already had a proof of concept. One of the big things the film is saying is stop defending something that does not defend you. And this is the hard reality, is that, you know, when you're inside of it, you can't see that there's another right way or there's another way. But anything that's not standing by your side, anything that's not giving you liberty and freedom and making you accept yourself, it's something that's not defending you. So I just hope that I just hope that, you know, we choose life over all the different things.
Next up is a film called JoJo Rabbit, written, produced, directed and starring Taika Waititi. This film goes right the way back to the end of the Second World War, when a young boy decides that he's a bit lost in his life because his dad hasn't returned from the front. He decides to create an imaginary friend to take him through his life as a young boy. However, his imaginary friend is in the image of Adolf Hitler. Right now you might think, what on earth is this film all about? However, it treats it in a very, very light-hearted way and wonderfully portrayed and starred, of course, by Taika Waititi himself. The film is beautifully shot, it's wonderfully funny, and arguably one of the most loved films of the London Film Festival so far. I really hope that you're going to enjoy it, and of course introducing you to JoJo Rabbit.
Are you ready for the best weekend ever? Yes, I am!
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, and I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I don't think Taika Waititi is going to be here tomorrow, so I thought I'd use this opportunity to finally meet a real up-and-comer in filmmaking. He has a very irreverent sense of humour that's sorely needed in today's society. You know, I think if you look at all his films, from What We Do in the Shadows to Hunt for the Wilder People to, of course, Thor Ragnarok and now JoJo Rabbit, you know, he has this real sweetness to him, and he has this genuine taste for comedy that you don't really get nowadays.
I love Taika movies because they are really a mix between comedy and drama, and I love how weird and quirky it is. It's very emotional, so yeah, I just love his movies.
Jesus.
If I could ask one question, I would ask, like, how is it that you can play a vampire, a rock monster, and now Hitler, and still be so bloody likable?
How am I so lovable? Oh, I know. So supportive. See that? I just at the point. I mean, I think my characters aren't very offensive, really. I mean, yes, I'm playing a version of Hitler, but really the character is basically a 10-year-old inside a grown-up's body with a stupid moustache, and, you know, as I said before. And so I like to play characters that that I'm really comfortable in portraying, and just, you know, because I know my limits as an actor, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yorkie? Oh, God. When I got the role, a piece of brain exploded inside my head. Well, I like how I connect with Yorkie. He's sweet, he's kind, he wants everyone to have a good time, and he just tries to respect everyone in the best way. World War II I didn't know much about. I didn't want to know about it much until I got the part, until I wanted to literally get a notepad and write everything down. Well, I feel like it's a child, JoJo. He's a child, and I feel like it's important because I feel like it's more important to adults and such, because it's kind of a sign showing them how hate and how just slight tiny things can really affect children and such. But no, I feel like it's important for me to watch because it's about a child that's traumatized and has been totally brainwashed to love hate. And you could tell underneath it all, he's a nice child.
I got sent the audition, and I went to LA. It was the first ever audition I did physically being in LA, so I was incredibly nervous. And then I Skyped with Taika, and it kind of went from there, and here we are.
Hey, Jojo, my old friend.
Hi, Adolf.
What's wrong, little man?
They call me a scared rabbit.
Let them say whatever they want. People used to say a lot of nasty things about me. Oh, this guy's a lunatic. Oh, look at that psycho. He's gonna get us all killed.
Well, there you have it, our latest two movies. Marriage Story show you how divorce doesn't have to have a nasty ending, and the outrageously funny JoJo Rabbit, and how hate really does affect children. Meeting Shahad Ameen, of course, the female Muslim director, bringing you her film Scales to the London Film Festival was inspirational and energetic to not only myself, but everybody she literally touched here at the film festival. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and if you'd like to know more about the films and the movies that we feature here or how to get involved, then email us at thefilmshow@islamchannel.tv. Until next time, enjoy the movies.
Hello, neighbor. Do you want to risk it all?
I want to use what I'm good at.
Would you like to be a part of this history? Yes, I'm available.